Well, it's Cocktail Blog 22. Tonight's drink, high dollar, mojito, handmade by Shilongo. He gets me my coffee every morning. He sure can move quickly. Metal straw. Chips. They sandbagged me last night. They said they had no chips. And then I saw them bring a bowl out for one of the guests. Very nice, though. Anyway, we're kind of getting close to the end, even though I have 20 days left here. As far as the astrophotography goes, I'm about 5 days away from being done. The moon is getting about 4 days away from half full. And once it's more than half full, it stays up for quite a bit of time after sunset. And you can only really get some things that are late in the night. And then by the time the moon is full, it comes up at sunset and it's up all night and you're pretty much done. So the big project that I'm trying to get done is the 12-panel mosaic of the Large Magellanic Cloud, which is this satellite galaxy that's real low in the horizon, but by about midnight, it's been spun up so that it's up over the wall of the observatory, and I can get a good shot at it. And I've been working on that for the past 4 nights. I am about to do my 5th all-nighter in a row tonight, and I've probably got 2 more before I'm done. I can get about 1 2/3 panels a night. So from the time that it gets up over the wall until astronomical dawn, which is about 5:50 in the morning. You know, it was funny, I talked about the wind and going into the office and telling them to shut off the wind. Well, somehow they did, because we've had 4 like dead calm nights in a row, and it's been very steady, just very methodical shooting the entire night, and that's great. So I'm making this big push to get to the end of the LMC project, and I am almost complete through 9 of the 12 panels. So that means I'll have 10, 11, and 12 left to shoot before the moon spoils my fun. But the thing is, it's how it gets all stitched together that makes the deal. So I'm going to have to do some rough processing and just have the software that puts the 12 panels together to make the one large picture, have it go through the process of stitching them together, even if those aren't the final images, just to make sure that I've got them all aligned right and that they'll overlap properly. You shoot with about a 20% overlap from frame to frame, so it has time to adjust things and then make a nice transition between them. But when it's done, it's going to be spectacular, because the camera is very high resolution, and you've got all of these great images stacked all on top of each other. If you were to put them on a 1920 by 1080 computer monitor, in order to show this image at natural resolution, you'd have screens about 15 high and 18 wide. It would be like a wall to see every pixel that's in the photos. So this is going to be a great image if it comes out. With the small scope, I've been working on another project for about the past week and a half. I thought I would try and take a nice stretch of the center of the Milky Way with this wide field camera. It's a 20-panel mosaic, but it's about 10 pairs. So it's like a vertical pair and a vertical pair just walking through the center of the Milky Way. And I'm done with that. It's not processed yet, but I've got all of the panels. And so I'm going to go through and start pre-processing those and see what I can come up with. I'm just hoping that comes out well. I'm not really invested in it. And if it doesn't work out, oh well, no big deal. But I am looking forward to seeing if it does come out. It's going to be spectacular too. And, you know, the center of the Milky Way, both north and south side, will be terrific. During late in the night, I've actually started shooting this one target that was over. It's actually over by Orion, which comes up upside down from the southern hemisphere. It's the Witch Head Nebula. And it's very tough to see in the frame, even with a 4-minute exposure. So I shot 2 nights, over 5 hours of exposures of this thing. And I did the processing on it today only to realize it's in the frame badly. And I'm going to turn the camera 90 degrees and get it to go a long way, because there was a segment of it that I just missed. So 5 hours of shooting down the drain. Well, at least I'll get my disk space back. But I've got another couple of nights, and I can shoot about 2.5 hours, 2 nights in a row, and I'll have another shot at this. And I think it's going to be good. So really looking forward to that. Oh, that's good. So once I get into shooting all this stuff, I'll be doing some of the processing and trying to make sure that I've got everything I need in case I need to reshoot anything. I've been in touch with the astronomer who's coming in after me. His name is Mark. He lives in the UK. Well, I've given him a couple of video tours of the facility here, and we're talking about the equipment and all of that. I wish I had been able to do that before I came here, but nevertheless, I mentioned in one of our chats that I was running out of targets, and he sent me a list of targets. And one of them was this globular cluster with nebulosity nearby. And so I shot that, and it came out great. It was this dusty thing that was all fantastic. So thank you, Mark, for this fine image. I never would have thought to shoot this if you hadn't suggested it. There were a couple of other things on there, star cluster with a galaxy cluster nearby, and I'm not sure I'm going to get around to doing those. I'm really going to be focused on getting this mosaic together. I've been up there pre-processing panels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 during the day. I would come in, get my coffee, go up there, get a panel processing, come down, have lunch, go up there, get another panel processing, go work out, third panel processing. So, and tonight I'll be running those while I'm getting through all of the guests and shooting. Kind of have a light night as far as guests go tonight. We had a bunch of people leave today and nobody new to replace them. So there's just a few people around, and we're going to be set up in the dining room and upstairs. And I think it's probably going to be me and the pilot again. I had lunch with him. He's a Norwegian guy who lives in Namibia. So that's always a good story. I like to talk to pilots about flying. That's always fun. I got that Brazilian chart done last night. I did a final check with all the horn parts, made sure the parts were laid out well on the pages, and went through and made all the PDFs for the Brazilian tune. Well, making the big push to the end here, really concentrating on getting these mosaics done well. But as we get closer to full moon, I'm thinking, maybe I'll just put all this stuff away early and take 7 days and sit by the pool or something. It's been a very hard working, quote unquote, vacation when you pull 5 or 6 all-nighters in a row, but definitely worth it. And it's what I came here for. So not complaining, but man, 11:45 comes early on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday when you have to get up and get out of there so they can clean the room. Anyway, Cocktail Blog 22 in the bag, metal straw. Carpe Noctem.